Hi, I'm Paul Manley, and I'm here for Acoustic Guitar Magazine. Today we're going to give you a lesson on the right hand because a lot of people overlook the right hand, and if you spend some time developing your pick technique, you'll have better articulation, better tone, and probably a whole lot more speed. Everything begins with how the pick strikes the string. Some people like to hit the string really hard. Other people like to just tap it. I would encourage you to get used to playing above the string and really hammering it as if you had like a little tiny hammer in your hand. That's the motion. You might also want to get a thermometer with mercury in it and practice shaking the mercury down like that, because that is the motion of excellent and perfect pick technique. Of course, none of us are excellent and perfect, but we aspire to excellence and perfect. So again, just hammer the string and just get used to that motion. And we can begin with exercise number 1, which is F at the 1st fret on the high E string. And we're just going to go all down strokes. Just like that. Maybe the metronome's at 80. You can also do this exercise and any of the exercise staccato, which involves releasing the pressure in the left hand. But for today, I'm just going to do everything legato like this. So that's exercise number 1. Just get used to that downstroke. Maybe do this on all 6 strings. Spend a week doing that and then go on to exercise number 2, which is twice as many notes at the same speed. Etc. Exercise number 3 has a combination of these 4 notes and then 8th notes in the second measure, all downstrokes again. So this is where it gets challenging. Now I've put in the tablature and the musical notation here, do this 10 times. Do each of these exercises 10 times perfectly, and then advance the tempo on the metronome, 1 marking. Metronomes are set up so that between the different tempos that it should be imperceptible to the player that the speed is either speeded up or slowed down. I encourage you to slow your metronome down if you're having difficulty doing any of the exercises at the tempo that you're attempting to play them. Everybody thinks that metronomes need to be speeded up, but don't forget, you can always slow it down. Shoot for perfection, do it 10 times in a row perfectly, and then speed the metronome up. Do that 10 times, speed it up, do that 10 times, and try to get all the way around. If you have a circular dial on your metronome, try to get from 80 to 160, or maybe even 180, or maybe even 200 with these exercises. That would be something like this. That's all downstrokes. The reason we use all downstrokes is because later, when you go back to alternate picking, your hand is going to be so fast from resetting for all those downstrokes that when you do the upstrokes, it'll be a whole lot less work and you'll be twice as fast as you formerly were. So that's the upside of using all downstrokes. And you can quote me on that. That's the upside of using all downstrokes. So we go on to exercise number 4 that involves triplets. And again, the triplets are all downstrokes, so you want to take that metronome speed and set it back to something like 80 or 70. Here we go with exercise number 4. There's 2 ways to play triplets. The way I just did, where they're all equal, or you can accent the first beat of 3, which is more musical, and you would probably do that instinctually, but I'd like you to practice it both ways so that you can either accent it or not accent it. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. be prepared to do the accent or be prepared to not do the accent. So with the accent, without the accent. So exercise number 4 again is remember, do it 10 times, speed it up a little bit, do it 10 times, speed it up a little bit. If you practice in that manner, you'll progress faster, I guarantee it. Another way to play triplets, and this is where it gets really fun with the pick, is to use what the gypsies use, which is to go down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So this naturally gives you that accent on the first beat. And this is really the beginning of pick mastery. So the second half of exercise number 4 starts with the triplets and then goes back to the quarter notes. Great. Now we're going to go back to your more familiar alternate picking and just do exercise number 5 is the same thing with alternate picking. Second half of exercise 5 is those 4 notes and then a series of eighth notes. The third part of exercise number 5 involves those triplets again with the gypsy picking, the up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And we do alternate picking for the first 4 and then the down, up, down, down for the triplets. Okay, exercise number 6 involves the same exact thing but using all upstrokes. Now this may be completely unfamiliar territory for some of you, and it may be painful, it may be frustrating, but again, I think it's worth it if you want to get better control of your pick. Because when you're picking alternate picking, you may notice that the downstrokes are loud and the upstrokes aren't quite as loud. I see this a lot with my students. So this exercise is designed to eliminate that problem or alleviate. Exercise number 6. And then you go on to frustrating, but worth the effort. And we go on with exercise number 6. Up, up, up. Exercise number 7 involves using 2 fingers, which to me is sort of the basic building block of playing guitar is everything with guitar is either 1-2 or 2-3 or 3-4 or any combination of 1-3, 1-4, but just getting used to strengthening your tone from one finger to the next. You might be surprised that the 2 notes aren't equal, and this gives you a chance to work on that while you're working on the pick. All downstrokes. And then the second half of that is in the notation we have alternate picking for this as well. And then the final part of exercise number 7 is the same thing with triplets at the end. So 4 quarter notes and then triplets. So if any of these exercises are hard, I recommend that you either slow the metronome down or that you back up and do the exercise before that one. I always like to teach fundamentals when I have private students and make sure that their fundamentals are good and strong, and then we build on those. But if you try to build a castle on a weak foundation, the castle's not going to be very sturdy. I wish you lots of luck with this. If you have any questions, you can email me, care of Acoustic Guitar Magazine, and thanks for watching.